Let's start by looking at some of the new realities our customers are facing today. Organizations of all sizes across all industries are witnessing a tremendous growth in data that they store, and they want to turn this data into a valuable business asset. Organizations are seeing various areas of their business, from finance to marketing to HR, benefit from this surge in data. And they want to run newer types of analytics on newer sources of data like clickstream data, log data, and data from internet connected devices. But one of the challenges that they face is that as this data has accumulated, it has accumulated in different silos. And it is extremely challenging to run analytics if you have to go to different silos for data. Therefore, organizations are now looking for a scalable, available, secure, and manageable solution where they can store their structured as well as unstructured data at unlimited scale. They want to run analytics and make informed business decisions. And this is exactly where S3 comes into the picture. Amazon S3 has unmatched durability, availability, and scalability. It is designed for 11 nines of durability right from the day one by storing data across three independent data centers. It is proven at scale. We support tens of thousands of data lakes on S3 and it's growing by the day. You can manage your data at the object level, the bucket level, or the account level. And we also support integration with the broader set of analytic tools, both through AWS managed services as well as through third party providers. Amazon S3 provides some of the best security, compliance, and audit capabilities. We offer industry unique features like S3 access points and S3 block public access. And we'll talk about these a little bit later in the presentation. AWS supports more ways to get data into the cloud than anyone else. We support like 17 ways to get your data into S3 from on-prem data centers. Um, we have a number of storage classes purpose-built for different use cases to help you achieve the performance you're looking to achieve and in a cost-effective manner. We have industry unique solution, S3 intelligent tiering, which automatically moves data across four different access tiers when the access pattern changes. And you don't have to worry about it because it moves it automatically. And it works perfectly, therefore, for unpredictable and unknown access patterns. With that high level overview, let's dive a little deeper and look at some of the best practices that you may want to use when building your data lake on Amazon S3. We can divide this process into five typical steps that our customers take, starting up with identifying and choosing the right storage and setting it up, ingesting the data into Amazon S3, cleansing and prepping it up, cataloging the data and making it in the right and transforming it in the right format for analytics, configuring and enforcing security and compliance policy, and finally making it available for analytics. We'll deep dive into each of these stages. Let's start with setting up storage and the decisions that you may want to consider there. As I mentioned before, S3 offers a number of storage classes purpose-built for your use case to help you achieve the desired performance and the cost structure that you are looking for. For small short-lived data, for small files and short-lived data, for example, for small log files, S3 standard is the right storage because it does not have any minimum duration on data storage. Similarly, for ETL workloads where there is frequent churn on the data, you may want to use S3 standard as well. For production data lakes, where the access pattern is often unknown because of multiple users and multiple applications which access the data, you may want to use S3 intelligent tiering. S3 intelligent tiering is the first and the only object storage class in the cloud, which offers automated cost savings by moving the data across various tiers. We recently added two more access tiers to S3 intelligent tiering, which I'm going to talk about in the next slide. And finally, if you have data which you may want to store for long periods of time, but you may not be accessing as frequently, you may want to consider S3 Glacier and S3 Glacier Deep Archive. It's ideal for historical assets, ML model training, and and data that you need to store for compliance and audit reasons for long periods of time. S3 Glacier Deep Archive is actually the lowest cost storage class in the cloud available today. You can actually use S3 intelligent tiering as well with the introduction of two new archive access tiers that I just mentioned. But basically, you can choose the right storage class regardless of what your use case is and how you want to optimize your costs for data lake. Let's talk about one of our new launches, the addition of the archive access tiers to S3 Intelligent Tiering. We introduced two new access tiers to S3 Intelligent Tiering, I believe last November. Archive access tier, which is priced the same as S3 Glacier storage class, and Deep Archive access tier, which is priced the same as S3 Glacier Deep Archive storage class. These are designed for asynchronous access, and this is the reason why these are opt-in storage classes. You need to activate these for your workloads. These work really well if you have subsets of data which are rarely accessed. And this happens quite often in data lake, where you have some data which may not be accessed for long periods of time. And S3 Intelligent Tiering with these two access tiers takes care of it for you and moves it to the lowest cost storage tier available in the cloud today. So this is a really effective mechanism for optimizing your uh, cost structure for data lake. Apologies for that. While we're talking about choosing the right storage, you may also want to look into how you want to structure your key namespace and choose the object format to achieve optimal data lake performance. S3 elastically scales to support high request rates. We support 3,500 put and 5,500 get requests per prefix. And therefore, we recommend that you structure your key namespace across multiple prefixes so that you can achieve high request throughput. We also recommend that when you are downloading your large objects from Amazon S3 to EC2 instances, then you make concurrent requests for byte ranges of objects at the granularity of 8 to 16 MB. You want to use Parquet or ORC because these support compression by default, and Parquet also allows you to execute parallel queries. Finally, we recommend that you use the latest SDK and software versions so that you can benefit from performance optimizations that we make and new features like S3 Select that we launch. Now that we have looked at setting up storage and how you want to structure your namespace and plan on object sizes for optimal performance, let's look at how you may ingest data into your data lake and how you can catalog the data and make it available for analytics use cases. Amazon offers most ways to move your data from on-premises data store to the cloud. You can move data to Amazon S3 without major disruptions and at low cost. You can move petabytes to exabytes of data using secure physical appliances like AWS Snowball, AWS Snowball Edge, and AWS Snowmobile. You can move large amounts of data at speeds up to 10 times faster than some of the open source solution using AWS Data Sync. You can move data from on-premises to Amazon S3 using Direct Connect and thereby using and leveraging dedicated network connections. For real-time sources like mobile data or data from internet-connected devices or websites, you can use Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose, Amazon Kinesis Video Stream, and Amazon Core IoT solutions. Basically, S3 Data Lake accommodates a wide variety of concurrent data sources, and we have a solution available for you, whatever application and data needs you may have. While we are on this topic, let's quickly look at one of our other launches, which is S3 support for AWS Private Link. It provides direct access to S3 via a private endpoint within your VPN. It thereby simplifies your network architecture as you can connect to S3 from on-premises or in AWS using private IP addresses in your VPC, eliminating the need to use public IPs. Now that we have looked at the first three steps, let's look at a really important one, how you want to configure and how you can use S3 features to configure and secure your data and enforce security and compliance policies. Amazon S3 offers industry-leading features to help you secure your data lake. Amazon S3 Access Points is a unique industry offering which allows you to configure granular access to shared buckets on Amazon S3. You can configure hundreds of access points for various users and application needs and attach custom permissions to each access point. It basically simplifies how you can set up and manage shared access for your data in Amazon S3 Data Lake. Next, let's talk about block public access. We strongly recommend our customers that they use Amazon S3 block public access for all buckets that are not intended for public access. You can easily turn on block public access at the bucket or account level using one click in the Amazon S3 console. It is basically an additional blanket of protection for your data in Amazon S3 data lakes. Amazon S3 object tags offer granular ways of configuring access policies on your data. For example, you can configure and set up a IAM policy, which is read only for objects with specific object tags. You can also configure granular lifecycle policies using Amazon S3 object tags and also set up replication policies. Amazon S3 Object Lock is a feature which allows you to define custom periods for which you can block deletion on object versions. This is very useful for our customers who need to enforce compliance and data protection policies on their data and need to have legal hold or specific retention periods on their data sets. Now let's talk about how you can make your data available for analytic solutions that are available both via AWS Marketplace as well as the AWS managed services that we have. With a data lake on Amazon S3, what you get is a low performant, highly scalable place to store your structured and unstructured data at unlimited scale. On top of that, we have integration with our APN partners like Cloudera and Databricks, which in many cases simplifies your migration of workloads from on-premise to Amazon S3. You oftentimes can use existing tools, code, and customizations and minimize application changes. In this approach, you monitor and manage availability and you own the upgrades and versioning. On the other hand, we also have AWS managed services like Amazon Redshift, Amazon Glue, Amazon EMR, and Amazon Athena, which give you more options to process data in place. You can focus on data outcomes, and this speeds up the adoption of new capabilities as we are constantly innovating on behalf of our customers. You can also utilize lake formation and have a flexible choice of open data formats when you are using these services. While we are on the topic of analytics, let's quickly talk about one of our new launches, S3 Strong Consistency. We launched strong read after write and list consistency for any storage request at no additional cost. There were no changes to performance or availability, and the regional isolation was not sacrificed at all. What this basically means that your reads after successful write of new objects or overwrites of existing objects return the latest object versions. Same is true for the list operation. This accelerates and simplifies the migration of analytic workloads to AWS as customers don't need to write additional code or maintain extra infrastructure to provide strong consistency. Thus, we have seen how you can set up the storage, various ways you can ingest data, prep it for analytic use cases, configure and set up security and compliance policy, use industry-leading features of S3 to help you do that, and then make your data available for analytics. Before we wrap up, let's quickly talk about AWS Lake Formation. AWS Lake Formation helps you build a secure data lake sometimes in a matter of days. You can move, store, catalog, and clean your data faster and transform it to open formats like Parquet and ORC for faster analytics. It lets you centrally define security governance and auditing policies, and um, you can consistently enforce policies across multiple services. It integrates with AWS Identity and Access Management Service and AWS Key Management Service. It helps you provide a self-service model for your data. which means that you can build a data catalog that describes your data, and you can enable your analysts and data scientists to easily find relevant data. Obviously, it also helps you analyze and it helps you run multiple analytic services without moving the data so that you can run in-place analytics. This concludes our session on breakdown data silos. Thank you for your time, and hope to look and hope to talk to you in future on similar presentations. Thank you.